afternoon. This is Iman Faris with the Surgenor Local Business Profile, and we are honored today to be with Thom Bourne, President, Owner, Transformation, Chief of everything here at Nutri Lawn. So thanks a lot for joining us today on our show. And
Pleasure.
Want to know more about Nutri Lawn, because most people will think you're only a lawn company, but there's more to you than just lawns.
Well, indeed there is, and of course our main company was a lawn care company, and we still are very large in that. But now we also have an irrigation company which services thousands of clients in the Ottawa area. We have a Christmas lights company which does some wonderful work in the residential and business side of it as well. Everything from TD Place to the many of the BIAs to beautiful residential homes and all the burbs. We also have a landscape lighting business, and the way I always tell that story on that one is when you drive down the street during the day and you see a house and you think, well, it doesn't look like it should be in this neighborhood. You drive back at night and you see that same house and it looks absolutely stunning. That's landscape lighting. It makes it look good. And we're starting up a new business, and that's is going to get kicked off in about 2 more weeks, and that's a Mosquito.Buzz, and that is a company that is going to allow people that buy these beautiful homes to be able to use their backyards and mosquito-free, and that's going to be a big sensation. Very big business down in the States. This is the first that's come to Canada. Started out in Muskokas, and it's going to be something else for sure.
So Thom, Nutri Lawn's been in Ottawa for a few years. How did it all come about? How did you get drop shipped into this industry?
Yeah, well, 28 years now. This is our 28th season, and somebody reached out to me yesterday and say, "Hey, you want to sell your business?" And I just pinged back and said, I love it. I'm having a good time. Why would I want to do that? I'm too young to retire or whatever. So how I got into the business was kind of a mistake. It was actually a business credibility thing that happened, and I was in the computer industry for years, and my background before that was accounting. So and that's what I did my college in. But when I was in the computer industry, I realized it was just always me. So I was looking for a franchise because I had no marketing ability, and I wanted to get into the franchise theme at that particular time. So I went down to Toronto to meet up with a guy that was selling donut franchises, and I don't think that franchise is around anymore, but I got down there, I had the conversation with that person, and I was at a check in my lapel, and I was going to actually give him the money and sign the deal, and I didn't like the guy. And so I walked away from him, and how that all intertwines is when I left his office, I went back to the airport in Toronto, sat down, picked up a paper, and there was an ad for Nutri Lawn. And I called the guy, and from there, that was it. That's the way it happened. So it was just one of those things that had to happen. And small business was a tough go. I tell you, those first 5 years, and when you read the articles and say 5 years is tough, wow, they were very, very, very tough years. But I'm glad to say we survived it and have done quite well.
So 28 years. Probably a lot of ups, never downs. I'm sure it's all in a straight line up. What are the biggest challenges?
Biggest challenges are always people, always, and it's getting to know your people and keeping people, and keeping them happy, keeping them motivated to work for you. Not everybody's suitable for this type of work because we have spring, and which is just an awesome time for us, and then we have the rest of the year, and it's a little quieter in that time. So the biggest challenge is probably the stress going into the spring of finding good people, getting them all trained up, and working with them. But we have people here that have been with us over 20 years. A number of people that have been over 20 years. We have many people have been here in the teens. We have an award every year for people on their fives, we call it. So every 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, and we're constantly handing out cash awards to our employees for those because they've been here and they've done great for us in that period of time.
Yeah. What about customer? How have you been able to maintain? There's other lawn companies up there, yeah. But how are you different?
Right. Excellent question again. And we are different in that. And I'll go over the basics first, and then I'll go over the rest. And yes, we put down fertility, and our fertility is the best for sure in the industry. In fact, the Scott's company reached out to us and wanted us here in Ottawa to have exclusive use of their products, and we do, which is great. our guys on the trucks and the technology that they have in terms of the paper flow that works with them and the systems and things like that. The seed that we use is our seed. It's built for us right here, and so when we're seeding somebody's lawn, it's not a seed that is good for somebody in Vancouver or in California. It's good for Ottawa. It's proven here, and when we buy, we're buying for that. So from a customer standpoint, and we go beyond that as well, in that, for instance, we have dedicated people that all they do is go back and follow up on our guys and work with them on training, try to see what might be missing, what they need retraining on, go back and check lawns, which no other company does, and make sure that the lawns are the way they're supposed to be. And if they're not, then let's get back to our system and let's reinvent things. And our guys know that we want to know if everything's going right, and we want to know if everything's going wrong, and keep things going. So we're different in that we have a we reach out to our clients far more than anybody else would. Yeah. Last year's drought, for instance, was a terrible drought, and people they couldn't water enough to get it going. But at least we were reaching out to our clients and explaining to them, okay, this is what's happening, this is what you need to do. This is the little things like raising your cutting height as opposed to just shaving your lawn. It's going to allow it to survive, something like that. So a lot of things like that. We reach out, we stay in touch with our clients for sure.
Awesome. So if you were speaking to some young people coming out of college and university today, what would be your business advice to them?
Yeah, coming out of college, be prepared to work really hard. And if small business is not for everybody, absolutely positively. And if people are not in that frame of mind that 24/7 is what they want to do, then don't do it. Would be my first advice, I'd have to say, because it is a 24/7 thing. And even as I get into after 28 years, I still work stupid hours, and people tell me I do, and I look at them and say, really, I didn't notice that, because I don't, and that's just in my DNA. So if somebody that's just coming into business doesn't have that, then they're going to have a problem. Number two is get ready for a ride, because it is a wild ride, and if you think every day is going to be a good day, I don't care how good you are, it's not going to be a good day, and you just have to get up and fight it, and go with it, and make sure that you make the best of what it is that you've been presented on that particular day. Other thing would be make sure you've got some cash behind you from someplace, because if you don't have that cash, it's going to be a really short, because it doesn't matter how much money you think you're going to spend, you're going to spend twice as much. I don't care how good your business plan is. I've started many businesses, and not one of those businesses went according to the original plan. Not one. They all were successful, right, but they are all different. And so those are the things I would talk to them about.
As a local business, what kind of charities or what kind of community organizations do you support?
Yeah, I love just health. Just health, and so anybody that, in terms of community associations or that type of thing, that approaches us, that is a sports team or anything to do with physical activity, we'll support them. And we've never run out of time or money, I guess, and not to be too big on that, but that people have approached us, we say, yeah, we're in there for you. Whether it's a baseball team, a hockey team, a football team, a ringette team, and we're there for them. We want to make sure that they have it. In fact, we'll be sponsoring a Olympic athlete, which is kind of cool. And but they reached out to us and said, we need help to get this guy there. We're in. We like that sort of stuff. So anything to do with health and exercise and that type of thing is where we are.
So one of the things that amazed me is now the day and age is changing. Everything is changing. The world is changing, and fast. But one of the biggest things in business is changing is our marketing.
Yeah.
Digital websites, all that kind of stuff. But we remember the days when there was no web. www. I mean, I remember it. I'm sure you remember those days. And there was nothing. Now, digital, social media, and Twitter, and Instagram, and all this stuff. How is your company adapting to the new channels?
Right. I'll start off by saying, as I tell many people this, we're the most computerized lawn care company in the world.
Okay.
And again, my background was, I went from accounting into computers, worked in that for 14 years, I think it was, and so I have a real passion for computers and anything electronic. I love it. And I always want the newest, latest, greatest. Can't always do that, but that's what I want. So we've been able to adapt to that well. I took the lead in the company on the Google AdWords and all of that stuff. I've just recently handed that off to somebody else so that they can do it as well. But we were at the very forefront of getting all that done. I mean, we're there on Twitter, we're there on Facebook. Google AdWords has been absolutely stunning for us. It's huge. I think back to the Yellow Pages and how archaic it is now. But
Yes.
really, that wasn't that many years ago that we were still investing in that.
Yeah.
So staying on top of that is beyond me personally now, but for 15 years before that, that was what I spent a lot of my time on, to make sure that we were right there all the time with that sort of thing. And it's morphing, it's changing. Geofencing, for instance, and all these other little things that are coming up they're just saying, whoa, okay, is this a good idea or a bad idea? So we do a lot of that. We invest a lot of time, a lot of money in that, because it's another way to communicate with our clients. And now people book on with us over Facebook. Where did that come from? They put a service call through Twitter.
Yeah.
How did that happen? And so we have to monitor all these things. We have to be aware of them. And our staff, with the younger generation that we bring in, are all so well versed on it as well. They love that in terms of wanting to work for a company that embraces that. So it does blend very, very well.
Well, thank you very for your time. Thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us and teach us a little bit about business and your history and the service offerings you have. But from the group, from the Surgenor Group, thank you so much for being a partner with us. We're so happy that we help, in your growth, and you're a valued customer to the whole group.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a really good ride with you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.